people, Deluded, I'm back again. Now, obviously, as a manager at face level, I can't listen. If you believe trophies are all that's important, I can't tell you nothing, because when it's all said and done, history only remembers the winners, players, and managers. Winning trophies are a thing, but I don't. Obviously, the best managers are the ones with the best trophies and things, but by the same logic, they're not. It's not always the case. I guarantee you, there's probably managers that are better managers than some in the Premier League but they haven't obviously been given the opportunity. They don't have the resources. I think it's a very dim view to just judge players and things on trophies. We all know, depending on if you're defending a player or going against them, you will use these as examples, people, really and truly. Just ask Manchester United friends, my Manchester United friends, people. But I can't lie, from a psychological point of view, from my own view as someone that loves football and just talking my own truth, like I said, for those not listening, trophies are important. Trophies are all that I remember. But for me, I think about legacy. Trophies do present a legacy, but there's more to life than trophies. I think in life, you know, trophies are the same as accolades. Accolades don't always have you remembered. It's about how, it's like a musician. He could win, I don't know no musician awards, but he could win the Brits and all of these things and be a mad guy. But if his music hasn't touched anyone, if he dies 50 years from then, are they going to bang out his music where, you know, Tupac died however many years ago, people are still banging him out, Luther Vandross banging him out, many different musicians, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's a legacy, it's going to last. Bob Marley banging him out, that's a legacy. It's not about money and accolades all the time. And I think from a managerial point of view, as someone that's got ambitions to work in football, I feel the same way, because I look at Pep Guardiola, won everything there is. I look at Arsene Wenger, first foreign manager to win the Premier League, 7 FA Cups, 3 Premier League titles. I look at Sir Alex Ferguson, dominated the league, reinvented himself, all of these things. And, you know, there's criticisms of, I'm sure people will have something to say. You know, Wenger could have won more. Ferguson, you know, was a bully and a cheater and couldn't do it elsewhere, and maybe even underachieved with several teams and could have won more Champions League. Pep can't do it without money. All of these things that I don't necessarily agree with. But you look at it, people, and you see legacy, because remove the trophies from all of them. Surely life is about how many people you've touched. Look how many people have, it will happen with Pep, the amount of players that will become managers because of being coached by Pep. That's legacy, that's influence. Look at Arsene Wenger, Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira, Dennis Bergkamp, Lombard doing his thing, Lauren doing his coaching badges, and many other people that have been coached directly or indirectly by Wenger to some level. You get it. Sol Campbell at Southend, Ferguson, the many different things the same. But before you, that's what I call a legacy. They've left a hallmark on people to start doing their own managerial things. Look, a former player is currently Manchester United's manager that was under him. Do you get it, people? And then you've got someone like Jaap Stam, who, you know, they didn't have a best of relationships. It didn't work for Gary Nev, but you've got Gary Nev, you've got Phil Nev, you've got Nicky Butt in the academy, you had Giggsy try it, Rooney says he wants to go and do that thing as well. I don't know why Rio hasn't done it, but you get it. It's about your hallmark on things. It's about how he, again, obviously winning trophies helped him change Man United, but look how Ferguson has affected Man United beyond trophies. And what would you say about these men? You would say Ferguson, man management superb, his leadership. Why do you think you see? Do you think he's getting? He doesn't. Obviously, he won the champs and stuff. But why do you think you see books about Ferguson's leadership qualities and stuff? Not because he's won them, because there's plenty of managers that have won champs and things, but maybe even more times than Ferguson. It's about how he carries himself, his man management, his tenacity. It's about, these are the things that are said on your, when you die. These are the things that are said on your tombstone, and that's what I want in my life. Look at Arsene Wenger. People can say he flopped. People can say this, that, and the other. The facts are, he won all them titles and all of these things. But look how he changed the game. Of course, technology and things have advanced, but some of the principles he helped to introduce, there's elements of that in today. You know, needing vitamins and looking after yourself and all of these sort of things. Look how many people he's touched with trying to revolutionise the game. In fact, he has revolutionised the game. And from a human point of view, look how George Weah, former player of him, George Weah, former player by him, is now now a politician or president or whatever, and he actually says Wenger taught him more or less that white men and black men could live together. Do you get it? I'm not using this to say Wenger, Ferguson, these guys are messiahs, but this is what you call a legacy, and trophies can only take you so far. Only they would know, but I don't think any of them would trade in their legacy or their hallmarks or the amount of people they've touched. I genuinely believe Wenger, all of these people care, Ferguson, they care more about that, because on your deathbed, you're not going to care about your Champions League medal, are you? You're going to care about your legacy. You're going to care about the hallmark you've left. You're going to care about, at the end of the day, like I said, it's what's said on your tombstone. It's not going to say for Sir Alex Ferguson, it might say how many Champions Leagues has he won? He's won 2, right? 2-time Champions League winner. Or is it going to say leader, pioneer, people's champion, all of these sort of things? And I want legacy in my life, people, at the same time, but I just believe life at times, listen, football and like life, it shouldn't always be judged on how much money you've had, how much accolades. It should be judged on the amount of people you've potentially affected in a positive way, the amount of people's lives you've touched, the amount of people's lives you've bettered, the change you've made in society. All 3 of these men have done that, people, and that's the legacy. That's what's gonna live on. Of course, nothing can erase history. Nothing can erase Ferguson being a treble winner. Nothing can erase 3-time Premier League winner Arsene Wenger, including Invincibles, 7-time FA Cup winner. You know me, I'm a Wenger fan, so I'll use any time to say this propaganda. But on a serious note, people, it's for me, the legacy is more impressive. I'm not gonna sit here and saying winning titles is not impressive, but it's the legacy. Because there's probably Premier League winners that have won the Prem today, but how many people they're going to affect? You have seen for how many years the effect of Arsene Wenger. People know about Arsenal because of him. Of course, from a sporting perspective. Okay, Ferguson, how much things at United are hallmarked in him because of that? 100 years from now, when I'm not here, you're not here, and definitely, sadly, these lot won't be here. What will be said? The teachings of Wenger, Pep, Ferguson, all of these guys will still be here, and there's many other people and many other names. So I think it's a dim view to always just look at trophies. It's about legacy, because obviously football is about winning. There's winners and losing, but at the other and again, that's it. But that's at elite level. In short, what is football about? It's about inclusiveness. It's about inclusiveness. It's about not caring about your problems. I think as fans, we forget about why we actually all love football and why we started playing football. We get so caught up in trophies and accolades, and this guy should be, he's got world-class potential. He should be here and there. We forget what football is, what it means to people. It's that camaraderie, being selfless for the team, trying to collectively come together to win and stuff like that. The fact that football doesn't care how big, small you are, man, woman, whatever gender in today's society you want to be, black, white, whatever, Moroccan, Jamaican, whatever you are, you come for one collective goal. I think people need to remember that, and we get, especially when talking about elite sport, or in my case, elite football, people forget about this, and I think legacy is more important. And I haven't got any accolades, but I damn well would trade in all of it for a legacy. I've said this in videos before. I want my own little legacy in my own little way, and I'm sure you've all got it. Like, I've always said it, I keep mentioning them, but I'd say the greatest ever hero is my granddad, because I'm of the Windrush generation. I see my grandparents, they took extreme courage to come from Barbados and Jamaica respectively to England, a place where it said no blacks, no Irish, no dogs and things like that. An unknown land, completely different terrain, to obviously build a life for themselves and work hard and pay off mortgages and do what they need to do to obviously, that's my grandparents. Obviously have my parents, and then they've done their own little bit, and now I'm here because of that. If my forefathers before me didn't show courage to come during Windrush and didn't pattern up things, would I be here as a young black man sitting here on YouTube, or would I have to do other things? Would I have these opportunities? Would I be able to walk if these lot didn't run? That's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm trying to. I want my own little legacy in my own little way, and I'm sure you all want the same as well. It's all about legacy, people. I think life is about how many people you've touched. It's not about money. It's not about accolades. Obviously, listen, we've all got an ego. We've all got bravado. I want to be financially free. I asked you lot to vote for my award that other day. I want to win trophies. I want, who doesn't want recognition? But it's nothing. Certain people in life get so caught up on these things, get so attached to money or accolades or hype that they forget who themselves are. They forget that life is about doing for other people. And especially in today's society where, if you look at the news, prior to this sad coronavirus COVID-19 thing, there was a million reasons to be mad. There's far right rising. There's always someone's blaming someone when it should be the government. Blaming immigrants. It's just bare fighting and tension and war and all of these things. And I'm no idiot. It's never going to stop. This is life. This is human nature. You got to look at society. Wars have started because of tulips. So how smart really is man in today's society? How unproblematic is a man really? Because the sort of wars that man have started over nonsense is ridiculous. But yeah, man, I just think life is about the people you've touched, people, and what people say about you when you're gone, really and truly. And that's, I don't really care about people's opinions, but you know, in my 25 years, when the Lord comes and says, you know, it's DG, your time's done, you know, I'd like to think by then I have kids, or the man them that are still alive, or you know, the people's life that I've touched in a positive way. Like, how have I done something that can? How do I do something that lives beyond, or live? How do I live on, more or less? When, you know, my body and all of these things are gone, because my soul's going to be there forever. My body's just simply a vehicle, people. And that's why, yeah, man, yeah, that's all I wanted to say, man. There's nothing really more to add, really. This was a bit of a random vid, but yeah, it is what it is in that regards. But for now, it's always a pleasure. DG, I'm out.